Why, hello, good morning, and welcome to Bill Riccardi's Weekly Patreon update. I, of course, am Bill Riccardi, a creator and purveyor of fantasy novels. What do we have in store this week? We're going to be talking about the end of the closed beta and today's transitioning into the open beta and how you can be a part of that. Pretty much just email me, but that's a different story. We're also going to be talking about some professional opportunities that have come up. Bill Riccardi, the NonFiction writer? Talk a little bit about that. And then plans for the next 2 or 3 weeks as we approach the 30th, which is the end of the open beta, and what we can expect in that period. Let's start at the start. Edits have all pretty much gone in as suspected. We are teetering right at the edge of the largest Panos novel ever. If there are any more drop-ins whatsoever from the open beta, that will be the case. I think we're tied right now. But with that in mind, we're now looking at cuts, if there are any cuts to make. But people like the content that's already in there. That does tend to be the way I write. I write minimally. I write the minimal story and then allow my beta readers to suggest more things that could, help fill in the background. I hit all the points of the main plot. I'm kind of an editor's dream as far as that's concerned. There's rarely extra stuff in there. I tend to cut to the quick pretty quickly, if you know what I mean. So there will probably be more drop-ins, so this will probably be a Falconer's Guide to Dying will likely be the largest Panos novel ever released, which I'm fine with. We'll see how the open beta goes. But before we get to news of the open beta and what all of that means, I have a couple of non-fiction writing opportunities coming up, which may delay my fiction writing opportunities a little bit. If I have to take an extra month or what have you to deliver on the next Ehi Saga novel, that will put me out into the late March, early April range. But I don't actually see that as too bad of an issue. That's not that big of a deal. The nonfiction writing opportunities are for some local businesses right here in Belfast, and it's one of those things where the pay is very good, of course, otherwise I wouldn't even be considering it. But the opportunity to give my non-fiction writing a little bit more legitimacy is huge as far as the kind of opportunities, the kind of doors that opens up. Now, of course, I've written a lot of nonfiction. As a ghostwriter, though, I can't put my name to it. I can't really discuss what I've done. And that ranges from speech writing to autobiographies, etc., etc. I can't talk about it. I'm bound, by the contract to never speak of it. So there you go. But if I get my mitts on something that I can put my name to, and it's more legitimized at that point. It's something that people say, wait, he's a great nonfiction writer too. It's something that I'd be a fool to pass up if the price is right. If it delays my book by 6 weeks or so, then so be it. As far as I'm concerned. But don't worry, Patreon fans, you will be getting some extra content because it's looking like we are in the final stages of editing My Foxy Boyfriend, which is the working title, into something a little bit more robust, into something a little bit less novella and more kind of full-on novel. It might be getting a legitimate release fairly soon. I'm in talks with a certain publisher. And even if it doesn't go perfectly with that publisher, even if they decide not to take the financial risk involved, I'm very likely to go ahead and just self-publish it at this point. So, we'll see what happens. Basically, I want to get it out there. I've been wanting to get it out there for quite some time, in a form that was more than just a bunch of little shorts tagged together. And I've finally done that. I finally bridged everything in a nice, beautiful manner. So you will have another release to make up for lost time, as it were, and then. It's very likely that the third book of the Ehi Saga will be coming out in late March, early April, if this opportunity comes through. Knock on wood, and we will update you as things develop. So, what's going on for the next 2 weeks? The next 2 weeks are the open beta and you can be a part of it simply by emailing me. Y'all have my email address. Just say I want to be part of the open beta, and you're in. As my longtime patrons and Patreon fans, you are in. It's a done deal. There's no test to pass. My super fans will also be there. And possibly my normal beta readers will be there as well, depending on how sick they are of the book by now. We'll see. I actually saw one of them. It must be 3 a.m. where he lives, and he's reading away as we speak. So maybe they're not sick of it. We'll see. But yeah, that's what's happening the next couple of weeks. Is that open beta, and please email me if you want to be a part of it. It's instant for my Patreon patrons. That's about it. It's freezing cold in Belfast. We have an Arctic wind rolling through, and it's supposed to hit like -10 Celsius. Not your wimpy Fahrenheit stuff. -10 Celsius here. So anyone in this area or any cold area, get those mittens and boots on. Stay warm out there. Stay safe, and we will catch you next week. Cheers.